Good morning. This is the hanging grow bag. It is super easy. It's basically just one long rectangle and a rectangle that goes across. It is super simple and effective. And here's the other side. I'll show you how to make it. And since I know you can make DIY grow bags with landscape fabric, I thought I would try to make a hanging grow bag. I did add clips here just to hold it on just in case the wind gets too heavy. But it's pretty weighted down on both sides of soil, so I think it'll be okay. But just to be safe, I added these. So I'm gonna use this old recycled swing, and I'm gonna put my hanging planter up here. I'm just gonna use the landscape fabric, and I'm measuring it out for about where I want to be able to stand to be able to attend to the fruits and flowers. What I did was cut one big piece of landscape fabric into a square, and then I'm gonna fold it over like this. And then we will double this up while we're sewing it and add the pockets. I'm also making a little one over here for this side, and it's going to be on a smaller scale so you can see that as well. So as far as the sewing goes, it's super simple. You're just going to sew all along the edges of the square, and you're going to leave a small couple-inch opening, and we're going to turn it inside out so that way it will be, all the seams will be hidden. It'll have 2 extra layers. It'll be thick. I know some people have different thickness of landscape fabric, so I'm doing 2 layers, and that should be thick enough. I know there are some that are super thick already just with a single layer, but I'm going to go ahead and do 2 just to be safe. So just real quick, I wanted to let you know this fabric can get kind of stuck. I have a Brothers sewing machine, so just proceed at your own risk. Be cautious because you don't want to break your sewing machine. It does have, I believe, plastic in the landscape fabric. It is an outdoor fabric. It has some polyester in it. So again, just be careful, be cautious, protect your sewing machine. So I've sewn my square. I left a little hole here in between my square. Then I flipped it inside out, and so the seams don't show. Now I do have this gap here where it was my turning hole. So what you're going to do is you're going to tuck in the fabric and lay it on top of each other. And then you're going to sew down. So you're going to tuck in the raw edges and make a nice little straight stitch down to sew everything up so it will look seamless. So I've sewed the opening, and now just continue to top stitch all the way down, all the way across, so you have your nice closed square. So now I have my rectangle completed, and it is 2 layers thick. And now I'm going to go ahead and make the pockets. So basically I am taking just a piece of landscape fabric, and I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to double it up by folding this over. Kind of makes it easier. Instead of having to cut 2 pieces, I just cut a piece that was long enough that I could fold over. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and sew all around this rectangle with leaving an opening so I could turn it and flip it inside out. Make sure you push out the corners, and then we will top stitch all along around here. And then the same thing on this side. This is going to be my other side of it for my other pocket. Same thing. I just cut the fabric, folded it over, and we're going to sew all the way around, leaving an opening, back around this rectangle, flip it out, and then top stitch it down. Okay, so here's one of the pockets, and I know mine are extra big because I'm hanging mine up really high on my old recycled swing, so that is why mine are so big, but you don't have to make the pockets this big. So they're stitched around the outside, so these are all the raw edges, okay? So here's the opening, right? And you're gonna go ahead and go inside and turn it inside out, okay? So you're gonna start to pull it in. So here's my pocket. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it inside out. Making sure to push out all the corners. So you'll be left with all the seams on the inside. And then when I say top stitch, basically all that means is you're going to go down the side and stitch so that it lays flat and it's tidy. And again here I'm going to go ahead and start top stitching, and I have my opening, and you are just going to tuck in those two raw edges and go ahead and top stitch it down. So now I have sewed on my pocket all the way around, stitched here to the main piece, the pocket, and then I stitched all the way around. And now I'm creating these little lines, little stitch lines, a little pocket here. So you just stitch down on it. So this is a smaller scale hanging grow bag that I'm going to make, and it is 18 by 24. And so this is my landscape fabric. Like I said, it is pretty thin, so I'm going to fold it in half. So now it will be a 9 by 24, and it'll be thick. So it'll be thicker and heavy, a little more heavy duty. And then I have, for the pockets, they're 18 inches long by 8 inches wide. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and fold that in half. And then these will be my pockets for my hanging grow bag. So as you can see, so this will be my opening here to put my potty mix and my little flowers, and right here will be my other pocket for my potty mix and flowers. So if you wanted to, if you had thicker landscape fabric, you could just sew one layer on top. You don't even have to like flip it inside out or anything, but I like to flip it inside out just so you get that nice seamless look. But if you just wanted to do something in a hurry, you could, you know, just cut out a thick piece of landscape fabric and go ahead and sew down a pocket right on top, and you're done. So it could be really, really quick. Like I said, my landscape fabric is a little bit thinner, so I'm doubling up on it. So now it is thick, and it looks a little, you know, nicer without the seam showing. As I added some zinnias and some strawberries. And over here is a smaller version, and it's made out of landscape fabric. These are little zinnias. This is an old swing that I repurposed.